I know this concept is sort of hard to wrap your mind around. It's new. I know there's others that are doing this, that are, one, going to be working with crystals as communication devices in the way Atlantis did at the time of that civilization. Uh, the Atlantean crystals here on the planet are being unearthed, are being dispensed, and are beginning to be worked with uh, in a similar fashion as to at that time and as to this time, as I myself am working with them again as communication devices. Now, this is Isa. Uh, I have introduced you to her before. This is the main crystal that I'm working with, the main crystal I'm working with to create the ET portraits and more. There's downloads that are just chock full of information that I can somehow read. I can see the detail, layers and layers and layers and layers and layers deep somehow. They don't even have to be really clear. I can just take my gaze into the crystal, into the image that I take with the camera. I do this so that you can see what I'm seeing. I'm sorry. I'm turning on my oven. But as of yet, I'm not aware. My attention hasn't been brought to any other who is doing this yet, or who is making it known to consensus. So right now, I'm the only one I know of. There's no one that I'm going to for information, for assistance, for ideas. So I'm just sort of right now putting out what I'm doing, what's happening here with me, and the information that's coming through. I have a particular delight with galactic consciousness. With the ET and extra dimensional spheres. And so this is a lot of what Isa and I bring through. And not just Isa, there's a lot of detail that goes into this. And like I say, I'm not really exactly sure how to begin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the idea of rendering the invisible visible. Rendering a reality, a visual, visible reality, is what makes a reality to visual beings like ourselves. And so bringing things through in a way that you can see makes it real for you. So different members of us, different collections, various collections of us who are here on the planet to help bring about the union of the collective consciousness of humanity, which is synonymous with humanity becoming no longer just a planetary consciousness, but a member of the galactic society and galactic reality. This has already happened for me. I'm just trying to help make this visible for you, for those who enjoy seeing, because again, often seeing is believing. And the process is to help us all acclimate to seeing galactic consciousness, the various races and beings in our cosmos, in our universe and galaxy, and galaxies beyond. I'm not entirely sure all the beings who come through are from our galaxy, although a very good portion of them at least are. The first and foremost of what we're bringing through to date thus far is myself, ourself. So the galactic or ET dimensions of my own soul's consciousness. And I will share here with you now that I have uncovered those races, the basic template, the basic energies and entities here comprising the life experience you see now here before you, otherwise known as Casey. So what I call my galactic counterpart, what others will call the higher self, others will have other names, but what I call my galactic counterpart is an Anunnaki being, benevolent spectrum. My being is entirely friendly, entirely benevolent. And there's a lot of detail that I could go in on about type 1 and type 2 beings. But first, I would have to explain that everyone in the third dimension and the 3D Earth life is what could be titled a negative being. This is hard to grasp for some. This is not a judgment, positive and negative. It's a choice. It's an experience in which we gain insight and learn and grow from, and everyone in their template will have a full spectrum if they've had a lot of millions and millions of years, if not billions, of experience in human, physical form in the various dimensions, either 3, 4, 5, or 6D. I'm rambling now. So, my being, my galactic counterpart, is a benevolent spectrum Anunnaki being. Most of the beings in my template are male. My template is highly male. The next one is an Arcturian fellow, very interesting looking, also energetically male. Feline. I'm not sure if it's Lyran feline or more Anunnaki feline, or what even all the differences are there. I'm not aware of this information yet. But Anunnaki, Arcturian, feline, and there's a Syrian fellow, all of whom I've captured, all of whom I have images of, which is just amazing. I can't even tell you how amazing that is. So what we're doing to begin with is rendering the invisible visible, rendering the invisible layers of my own being visible to you. We're baring our soul, showing our hand. You'll see this image in all my social media now, because it literally gives away our plan, our life plan. So anyone who wants to see it, who can read it, there it is. Okay? For those of you who can't quite read that yet, we're doing the images, the portraits, through the crystal, so you can see the extraterrestrial dimensions. We have started periodically also doing readings. I don't do this very much. I can't even really say for sure what we're bringing through beyond our own self, but my idea at present is that through my own ET beings, through my own cluster, there are connections with some of you, and that cluster will further put through your extraterrestrial connections. I've only done this a handful of times. Sometimes it comes through a lot clearer than others. You have to really have no fear of seeing yourself in order for me to do this, and have no barriers set up. Otherwise, I will not be able to bring anything visible through to you. But I will just mention that I have started offering that as a service. There's no charge for the service. You'll see that on the website. This is purely to help you learn and grow, to show you or help begin to show you who you are beyond the human being you know yourself as. Very fun, extraordinary work. I'm having the time of my life with it. And it is a form of channeling. The vocal channeling will begin. The formations coming through the crystal are coming through with immediacy and regularity, but the information embedded in them that will come when the vocal channeling comes is still pending. I can get information, but I could get a whole lot more information if I could begin the vocal channeling. And yeah, that's a concept my being doesn't really work with. They don't say channeling. This is funny. This really cracks me up. They say communications specialist. So this is how the extraterrestrial dimensions of my own consciousness conceptualizes this idea. Okay, I'm going to leave off here for this one, and I will see you again really soon. I'm starting to feel the momentum. The words are coming much easier. And if there's anything in particular, any questions you have, please ask them. It makes the videos so much easier.